Long before refrigerators, freezers, or electricity ever existed, African communities were already feeding generations without waste, without shortage, and without panic. So here's the question nobody asks. How did millions of people preserve food in extreme heat without modern technology? And why do many of those methods still outperform what we use today? The answer isn't primitive. It's intelligent, it's intentional, and it's deeply connected to understanding nature, not fighting it. Across Africa, food preservation wasn't a last-minute reaction. It was a way of life. Communities understood seasons, weather, soil, air, and time. They didn't wait for food to spoil before acting. They prepared before abundance disappeared. Take drying, for example. Grains, vegetables, fish, and meat were sun-dried, not randomly, but strategically. Food was sliced to specific thicknesses, placed at precise angles, and dried during certain hours of the day. This removed moisture, the one thing bacteria needs to survive. In places like the Sahel and East Africa, dried grains could last for years. Dried fish fed inland communities far from rivers and oceans. Dried vegetables ensured families survived long dry seasons. No electricity, just knowledge passed down with discipline. Then there was smoking, one of the most powerful preservation techniques ever developed. Smoke didn't just add flavor, it created a protective chemical barrier against insects and microbes. Meat and fish were hung above controlled fires, sometimes for days. The wood used mattered, the temperature mattered, the timing mattered. What modern science later discovered about antimicrobial compounds in smoke, African communities already understood through experience. Fermentation was another masterstroke. Milk became yogurt-like products. Grains became fermented porridges. Cassava, which is toxic when raw, was transformed into safe, nutritious food through controlled fermentation. This wasn't guesswork. It was biochemical engineering without textbooks. Fermentation increased shelf life, improved digestion, and boosted nutrients. Entire communities relied on it to survive famine periods. Salt also played a major role. But salt wasn't wasted or abused. It was carefully measured, often combined with drying or smoking, to create multi-layered preservation systems. In forest regions, food was stored in clay pots sealed with leaves and ash. Ash repelled insects. Clay regulated temperature. Leaves provided natural antimicrobial protection. In some communities, underground storage pits were used. Cool, dark, and dry. These acted like natural refrigerators, maintaining stable conditions year-round. What's striking is this. Preservation wasn't separated from culture. It was embedded in it. Children learned by watching elders. Women passed methods to daughters. Men passed trade techniques across regions. Food knowledge was community knowledge. Nothing was rushed. Nothing was wasted. Everything had purpose. And here's the part that modern society often misses. African food preservation wasn't just about survival, it was about balance. They preserved enough, not excess. They stored for seasons, not greed. They trusted cycles, not constant consumption. Today, with all our technology, food waste is at an all-time high. Refrigerators are full, yet people are unhealthy. Supply chains are advanced, yet hunger still exists. Meanwhile, ancient methods that required no power fed generations sustainably. So maybe the real question isn't how Africans preserved food without electricity. Maybe the real question is, what did they understand about life that we forgot? That technology should support wisdom, not replace it. That survival comes from harmony, not control. That the future doesn't always require something new. Sometimes it requires remembering something old. And if ancient African communities could preserve food without electricity, what else did they solve that history forgot to credit them for? That's a story worth telling, and this is only the beginning.